Hi, my name is Brianna Mucius, and this is my case study final project for CSD 408. So first, I would like to start by speaking about what is Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's disease is a progressive disease of the nervous system marked by tremor, muscular rigidity, and slow, imprecise movement, specifically affecting middle-aged to elderly people. It is associated with the degeneration of the basal ganglia of the brain and a deficiency in the neurotransmitter dopamine. Some symptoms of Parkinson's disease are the slowness of movement, dizziness or fainting, dyskinesia, dystonia, facial masking, postural instability. Sometimes these individuals have trouble with balance and tend to fall many times. They also exhibit rigidity, stooped posture, tremor, and trouble moving or walking. The ICD-10 code for Parkinson's disease is G20. How does Parkinson's disease affect speech and language? Some ways that it affects speech specifically are that it causes a reduced loudness, a monotone voice, a breathy voice, a hoarse voice, and sometimes, in many occurrences, it causes difficulty with accurate articulation, therefore a lot of distorted sounds, due to, typically, the rate of speech, the significant increase in rate of speech that these patients have. Some cognitive symptoms that occur alongside having Parkinson's disease are difficulty attending, difficulty planning, difficulty with language, and difficulty with memory. Some secondary pragmatic symptoms that are caused as a result of having Parkinson's disease are having a difficult time socializing, having a difficult time participating in conversation, having anxiety or frustration, which also tends to cause these patients to not want to interact with others. My patient that I currently have the pleasure of working with at LI Speech at the Wantagh location is DP. DP is a 59-year-old man. He currently has 2 children and 2 beautiful grandchildren that he loves to show pictures of. He currently resides and lives in a house with his fiancée, Donna. He explains that Donna does most of his caretaking at home. She cooks for him. She helps him get from place to place throughout the house, and also helps him fulfill many other daily activities. DP currently uses a walker to get from place to place. Therefore, he relies a lot on Donna's assistance. He also explains that although he can cook for himself occasionally, he does have difficulty standing for long periods of time. DP currently holds a high school education. He worked as a night custodian, but now is currently retired. And he explains that he does not get out the house often. DP explains that his daughters, in addition to his grandchildren, do visit occasionally, but not very often. Some of DP's background information is that he has been receiving speech services since March of 2018. He was diagnosed with Parkinson's in April of 2019. Initially, DP struggled significantly with accepting his diagnosis. The SLP working with him provided counseling support and also recommended that DP attend therapy. DP also found a group, a Parkinson's group, that do a boxing class together, which he found to be very beneficial. DP also suffers from having speech and motor function decline significantly, such as he has significant trouble walking, which is why he relies mainly on utilizing a walker. He also explains that he experiences significant amount of back pain. Some of DP's medical history is that he had a diagnosis of ADHD prior to beginning services at LI Speech. He originally was diagnosed with dystonia in March of 2018, which is when he started receiving services based on his voice and capabilities. He was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in April 2019. He is currently taking these medications listed below: atenolol, carbamponia, carbindomia, levodopa, omeprazole, Pravastin sodium, Bayer's aspirin, alphazone, Rompearl, Amatine, Norazane, Norazaz for speech, and Solontra. Some of DP's goals are: DP will increase his oral motor skills with 80% accuracy. DP will increase his intelligibility with 80% accuracy. DP will decrease his rate of speech when speaking with 80% accuracy. DP will increase his volume when speaking with 80% accuracy. Some of DP's treatment goals that we utilize to carry these goals into the session are that we have DP utilize delayed auditory feedback throughout the session. Therefore, DP utilizes headphones and is able to hear his voice throughout the session as he speaks. He also works on oral motor movements in order to increase his strength, such as some exercises that we work on with him are pointy tongue, therefore sticking your tongue out. We do out and up, so you stick your tongue out and hit your alveolar ridge. We also work on incorporating some vocalizations, vowelizations into some of these exercises, such as oo, e, to increase range of motion. We also work on expressive speech and fluency. We work on his rate of speech and volume, which we also incorporate the use of a pacing board. We also work on reading passages with DP, in which we work on his rate of speech and incorporate the use of a metronome in order to pace himself correctly and to decrease his rate of speech, which is currently increased significantly. In addition to that, we also work on his intelligibility. We work on having him elicit multisyllabic words, in addition to implementing them into sentences, and we work on functional phrases that DP uses on his day-to-day life when speaking to others. Specifically, delayed auditory feedback refers to speech sounds received by the speaker's own auditory system during oral production, and it is a significant component of mechanisms for speech movement control. Delayed auditory feedback has an immediate effect on the fluency of the person who stutters or experiences disfluencies in their speech without affecting the speech naturalness. Delayed auditory feedback increases the stress of the speaking situation. It increases the complexity and length of speech. It uses and supports fluent speech. It reduces the current occurrence of disfluencies in speech. We also work on, with DP, increased intelligibility. DP currently experiences his speech being too fast, which causes him to be significantly unintelligible at times. Distortions in timed perception and performance are found significantly in Parkinson's patients. This is why we utilize a pacing board and also a metronome with DP. Auditory rhythmic stimulation is linked to the variability of patients' sensio-motor timing skills. The timing and rate of the auditory stimulation allows the patient to extract the beat from the auditory sequence, such as a metronome or music, and to time and to work on goal-directed movements on beat, such as speaking. We also work on increased loudness with DP, in which DP currently showcases a difficulty sustaining an appropriate loudness throughout the session. Therefore, we utilize verbal cues throughout the session to allow DP to increase his loudness, such as while working on multisyllabic words within sentences, we make sure that DP says them at a certain loudness. I think that it would be beneficial for LSVT to be implemented in DP's therapy sessions. LSVT increases vocal loudness and functional communication among individuals with Parkinson's disease. Patients are asked to produce a loud voice and focus on their efforts on attaining, monitoring, and maintaining their loud voice. It also increases speech intelligibility. And these are my references.